Hi, I'm Dick Christie, Director of Athletics here at UNC Pembroke, and you're watching the Black and Gold Report on WFXB.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the 5th season of the Black and Gold Report, a show all about UNC Pembroke athletics. Much like we do every season, we're going to preview football with head coach Pete Shinnok. So Coach Shinnok is on the show with us today, and we're also going to be joined by quarterback Luke Charles and All-American linebacker Fred Williams. But first, Coach, welcome to the show.
Thank you.
Before we start previewing this season, let's quickly revisit last season. The team had a 6-4 record and won 5 straight games to move to 5-1 at one point. What sort of things do you take away from last season, and what would you say the high points were?
Well, the high points, I think, were just what you mentioned. We started off very well. We were healthy at that time, and our guys played, I think, at a very high level. To bounce back from a very close loss in our first game and then put 5 wins in a row really showed a lot of what I think our team was capable of doing. We obviously didn't finish the way we wanted to, but I like what we saw during that stretch.
Okay, well, let's move on to the 2013 campaign. I think the most glaring positive is that you guys bring back 25 seniors and a plethora of other guys with playing experience. How important is something like that to the success of the team?
Well, it's huge. We've got a lot of returners, like you mentioned, who understand how we want to do things, what we want that to look like. So we're very excited about that. It gives you a comfort level as a coach to know you've got players in positions who have already done what you're going to ask them to do week 1, week 2, week 4, week 6, whatever it might be. So we're going to really rely on that experience. We're going to rely on that leadership that we have, and I think it's going to pay great dividends for us.
Well, you have 8 returning starters on offense and 8 more returning starters on defense. You've got to like those chances, right?
Well, it really helps. It gives you a great base and a great foundation to build off of. You're not, you can do a lot of what you did last year schematically. You can tweak it a little bit, and it doesn't throw a lot of people for, big curves or anything in there. So, yeah, we like our chances with that.
Well, let's hit quickly on preseason for a little bit. Of course, you guys reported back on campus on August 7th, and you've practiced pretty much every day since then. Can you give us a little bit of a progress report on preseason work and what your team's put in and what sort of things you've been pleased with so far?
Well, what I've been pleased with is just the amount of schematical X's and O's type things that we've been able to get in on both sides of the ball. Our guys, with all the returners and all the experience that we have, they've been able to pick up on some of the new stuff that we're doing. They've been able to really work on mastering some of the old stuff, the stuff that we do, a lot of. And really, for the most part, we've stayed healthy. We have had a couple of injuries that have set a couple of players back. But mostly our entire squad has been able to play healthy and be able to get a lot done. So it's been a great start to camp so far.
Well, out of all your starters returning, you returned one at probably your most important position with Luke Charles back in the center for the 3rd straight season, or under the center for the 3rd straight season. Talk about how Luke has grown over the last couple of years and what areas you'd like for him to improve on in 2013.
Well, Luke, fantastic sophomore year, and then I think he had a good junior year. And really a lot of that was dictated by what we asked him to do his junior year. He didn't have the same supporting cast that he had his sophomore year. What we're looking out of Luke this year is just to be a great leader, a guy who's in charge of the offense, in charge of everything that we're trying to do, from play calls to formations to everything. He's got to have his hand in all that we do. And he has done that extremely well. One of the hardest workers on our team. I don't know that anybody prepares more than he does, watches more film. I'm very excited to watch him his senior year. He's put in a lot of hard work over the summer and has had just a fantastic fall camp up to this point.
Well, really quick with a minute left, we'll mention one other starter that you have. It's sort of the quarterback On the other side of the ball, All-American Fred Williams returns for his 6th season after getting a medical redshirt last year. It's my understanding that he's worked his way back into the starting lineup, but what will a guy like Fred bring to the success after sitting out for most of last season?
Well, Fred just brings a wealth of experience and a wealth of knowledge at that position, and that really is the quarterback position of our defense. He makes sure the D-line's lined up. He makes sure that the secondary's where they need to be. So he brings what we need in that position. It was a little slow for him in spring because he hadn't done anything since the first week of September. But I think he's back to where he was prior to last year, coming off that All-American campaign. So I'm excited to see how that plays out for Fred this year.
All right, thanks, Coach. When we come back, we're going to talk to quarterback Luke Charles and All-American Fred Williams. So stay tuned.
Fans, the 2013 college football season is upon us. We here at UNC Pembroke get started on September 5th in a nationally televised football game here on our campus at Grace P. Johnson Stadium. You'll want to be here in person, though, to see hits like this and touchdown passes like this and celebrations like this.
At the University of North Carolina at Pembroke, our student athletes find balance between their academic and athletic activities. With graduation rates higher than the national average, our athletes excel in academics and have won the Peach Belt Conference President's Academic Award twice in the last 4 years. Since 2009, 43 athletes have been named NCAA All-Americans, and last year, 40 made All-Conference. Catch their winning spirit and support the Braves.